Thanks for joining us. We are learning more about the life of a Minnesota student and musician who was murdered in the Netherlands. Dutch authorities say Sarah Pappenheim, she's 21, was stabbed in her student housing apartment during an argument. A 23-year-old suspect is in custody. Pappenheim was set to come home next week to spend the holidays with her family. Our Carla Holt spoke to her mom.
The only reason I put it up was she decided to come home.
In an Andover living room ready for the holidays.
Danae leaves for the Netherlands tomorrow. She's trying to bring Sarah home, but it'll cost her tens of thousands of dollars. Friends have started a GoFundMe page, and we'll have a link to that on our website, KARE11.com. Musicians are also planning a fundraiser for the family early next month. Developing now here and across the country, businesses receiving bomb threats that police believe are part of a massive phishing scam. Businesses in several Minnesota cities reported receiving these threats. They say there's an email demanding money or else a bomb will go off in the building. Reports so far coming from Alexandria, St. Cloud, Mankato, and the Twin Cities Metro. Police do not believe the community is in danger. We are looking deeper into these threats, and we'll have more on this story tonight at 10. A possible mass shooting was prevented at a middle school in Indiana this morning, and police say there was one thing that made all the difference. Someone alerted the school about a possible incident, and so the school was already on lockdown when the would-be gunman arrived. Police confronted the 14-year-old inside the school's front door, and shots were fired before he killed himself. No one else was injured. Police say the suspect didn't go to that school, but was previously a student in the district. And the massive manhunt for a terrorist in France is over. French authorities say police killed the suspect in Monday's Christmas market attack, today in a shootout. There's been a massive manhunt for the past 2 days for 29-year-old Sharif Shakat. Police say he's an ISIS-inspired career criminal behind Monday's shooting that killed 3 and injured 13. 3 people rescued from an abandoned West Virginia mine may have gotten lost looking for copper to sell. Yeah, according to the father of one of the rescued, they were found alive overnight after spending 4 days in the maze-like tunnels. A 4th member of their group had made it out Monday and went to get help. Now, it is illegal to enter abandoned mines, so police are investigating. And one day after President Trump's former lawyer is sentenced to prison, the president is fighting allegations of his involvement in Michael Cohen's crimes. On Fox News, the president lashed out at his former attorney, who is going to prison for crimes Cohen says he committed at the president's direction.
Let me tell you, I never directed him to do anything wrong. Whatever he did on his own. He's a lawyer.
Cohen admitted he facilitated payments to 2 women who claimed to have had affairs with Trump. Trump ally David Pecker, the top executive at the National Enquirer's parent company, admitted to making one of the payments and helped corroborate Cohen's testimony. Another step forward for the Enbridge pipeline plan today. Minnesota regulators unanimously rejected an attempt to stop it. Environmental and tribal groups petitioned to stop this project, asking the Public Utilities Commission to reconsider its decision, approving a certificate of need for the replacement line. The commission unanimously voted today to reject that petition. And the head of Amazon just gave a Minneapolis nonprofit its largest donation ever. Jeff Bezos announced a $2.5 million grant for Simpson Housing Services, a Minneapolis nonprofit that helps the homeless find stable housing. It's the organization's largest grant ever and will help expand its family housing program. The money is part of Bezos and his wife's new philanthropic effort called Bezos Day One Fund. The goal is to fight homelessness and create preschools in low-income communities. The fantasy football season is coming to a close this week, and while most are focused on winning, one Minnesota fantasy team is using the money they bet to give back. Gordon Severson goes along on a one-of-a-kind shopping spree.
This is one heck of a Target run.
Even Santa himself would be impressed.
A lot of toys.
By what Scott Fish and his...
Besides the $20,000 they spent, several customers at Target chipped in when they found out what was happening. The other $23,000 raised this year will be spent at other toy drives across the country. And if you're interested in donating, we have posted a link at KARE11.com. Coming up, what to look for in your cupboard after another major food recall. And a vaccine recommended by the CDC in short supply. What pharmacists say you should do if you need it. And the state that wants to tax texters. Pharmacies across the country are running low on the shingles vaccine. The CDC recommends getting the vaccine if you've had the chickenpox and are over 50 years old, but stock is low, leaving long lines, at times hundreds long, in some big cities like New York. So why the shortage? Well, here's why: growing demand and the fact that you need 2 doses of the vaccine within 6 months.
The first dose brings the antigen levels up, which is your immune system response, so you don't get the shingles. The second dose is needed to bring the antigen levels up to where they are needed to be. So it's really important they get that second dose.
Most pharmacists say if you do need that second dose, it is okay to go to another pharmacy to get it. They just hope to see the supply increase in the new year. A new study out today says teens perform better with later school start times. The high school me would agree. Yeah, researchers looked at 200 students at high schools in Seattle with an 8:30 start time, and they found that not only do those students get more sleep than those who started earlier, but they also got better grades. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends high school begin no earlier than 8:30. Check your cupboard for this type of canned corn. 64,000 cans of Del Monte's Fiesta canned corn is being recalled because some of it didn't go through the right sterilization process, and it could lead to life-threatening illnesses if you eat it. The recall hasn't hit Minnesota, but it is in Wisconsin. We have all the info you need to know on our website, KARE11.com. Well, those of us who would rather send a text than make a phone call should pay attention to this one. State regulators in California are proposing a texting tax. The money generated would possibly go to phone services for lower income residents. The text tax would replace lost revenue the state used to generate from voice calls. There's no word yet on how much the tax could be. The California Utilities Commission is expected to make a decision on the plan in January. And it's no California out there, but it is a little warmer today. What's going on?